starting.
Am I?
And we're live. DJ gave me the go.
The go. I just see last week's. So.
There we are.
Yep, there we be. They got you going like that.
I know. Is it really cutting our heads off? No. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're here live again out in the winery. Yes, I'm looking at my watch. I wanted to see what the day was. Today is the 9th of January, 2023. That's still hard to remember to write 2023 down when you're looking at things, or not for you.
Yeah, no, it is.
Oh, so
I go back and forth.
what we were looking at, what we were doing earlier in that, before we come on, was we were discussing the oak and how we're going to oak the reds. Not only how we're going to oak them, but we're back into a tank dilemma again. If we put the wine in certain tanks, do we have tanks to rack out of what we have?
And it's not like we don't have empty tanks. We have empty tanks. We don't have the exact size we want.
When we're working with our oak spirals that we do, one of the sets, it works for roughly anywhere from 60 to 70 gallons. So when you're doing that, we try to get it figured out. We're putting so many gallons or liters into our tanks to make it correlate or to work efficient with the oak spirals that we get. There again, we were able to consolidate wine together, thus taking up space, keeping the wine together. But now that when we're going to add different oaks to them and that, we have to go to smaller vessels again. Mm-hmm. So, and that makes it always interesting for us. So here's our chess game again, when we're putting into this tank, moving to that tank, trying to make things to work. So, but we come up with a plan. I think it's going to work. We'll keep our fingers crossed, then we'll go home and probably put our order in for our oak spirals, get them here as soon as we can, because like we said, it normally takes...
Oh, and bottles.
And bottles. 10 to 12 weeks on the oak spirals, whereas the oak barrels like in front of us, we leave the wine in there for a good year, as opposed to a bad year, a good year. Okay. So, but we're always checking that because it may get closer to, like this past season, we pulled them out 11 months. So we thought it was tasting fine, so we pulled them just a titch early from a year. So, but the other thing,
titch versus a tad.
A tad.
Tad.
I'll let Judy speak now, but she pulled some wine earlier before we come on.
I did. So I kind of want people to understand what we're doing in the winery right now. So white wines will be the first to be bottled. But what you want is you want a nice clear wine. And this one's a little bit cloudy. So we're going to have to clear that up a little bit. This one's looking pretty good, but I think it's got maybe a titch to go.
She's making fun of me. Do you want me to hold that
a little
one?
bit? So, but this is our Nelly Bell. I think Nelly Bell's like ready. So it's looking pretty good. And that's one I'd really like to get bottled and because we have a lot of people who are always wanting that one.
Are you going to drink all this stuff you pulled?
No, I'm not.
So,
yeah. I have tasted a little bit here and there. But it's tasting good. So what I pulled out was, this is the St. Pepin blend, which is going to be our sparkling.
What's B?
Right, DJ? And that is our white blend, which is going to be our semi-sweet white. And by the way, we're going to name it something. So if you've got a clever name you can think of.
I give you clever names all the time.
He does.
You just don't want to use them.
I do listen.
So,
I haven't seen one for our semi-sweet white.
What do you got here?
And that is LaCrosse. So that'll be a dry wine. We haven't had dry LaCrosse since 2019. And we've just got a few bottles and they're in our cupboard now and tasting really good. And then this is Itasca. So this is the new grape that we planted out at the vineyard 3-4 years ago.
That makes 7.
3. It was COVID, right? or was it the year before? So new.
2019, we put them in the ground.
It's a newer white grape out there. It is extremely vigorous. It does really well. It did really well. So some of it we pulled early, and then some of it DJ just wanted to let it hang and see how long it would hang. So we have, for that reason, we have one little bitty tank that's called 2-Grow Itasca, and we're just going to see the difference between the two. Because if you talk to a lot of vineyard managers, you know, if you pick a grape early, it works, but if you pick it late, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And we don't really know those rules.
Yeah, for the Itasca.
Especially Itasca,
It's such a new grape. Yeah, we've always, I shouldn't say always, we tend to go by what the bricks are, what the pH is, and then we are tasting them. I am chewing on them.
Yeah.
So, but
we look at how high it can get.
Yeah, but then
unless it's a sparkling.
That's some of the things that we need to start looking at a little more. I think with some of our whites, that maybe we might get a little more flavor and stuff out, or a different type of a flavor, I should say. Because I think Nancy Litch had said that her St. Pepin, that if she lets it go late, it doesn't taste as good.
No.
It was at
Edelweiss, yeah.
Yeah. So
because she had some on the vine, we're like, wow, this is really ripe, and she was, you don't want it.
Yeah.
It's way too ripe.
Yeah, but that's just on how she would pick it and that. So, but looking to see who's all there. So, but yeah, I can see.
He's probably commenting on Nelly though. So
yeah, he did.
We are, and we may possibly change up a little bit on markets. So we're thinking about that, thinking about what we're going to do. It's time. It's the season to apply. We'll always be in Marion because that's where our roots are. We have joined the Anamosa Chamber of Commerce. We joined the Marion Chamber of Commerce to try to get involved in both cities because both of them we have major stuff going on.
Yeah. So but that's kind of what we've been working on out here. Like I said before, we did well over the holidays and getting things prepped up. I think we got it narrowed down. It's going to be, about 6 cases of bottles or 6 pallets?
Yeah.
So that's part of the thing that we need to come up with in the winery here.
DJ's giving me a...
Yeah, we recounted them to make sure the numbers...
and we're going to do a little bit of different stuff. So.
Yeah, but that's a case where space is a premium for us out here. So once we get going and start bottling in that, we can start emptying tanks out and moving them around.
Yeah, Dan and DJ moved a lot of stuff around, so if you come out now,
yeah,
a lot of empty spots.
Kind of consolidated, kind of moved things around, basically organizing the shelves a little bit better, giving us some room to where we can put the wine when it is bottled.
We're going to have twice what we did the year before.
Yeah.
So
we're going to be busy.
I'm expecting a lot of sales, DJ.
No. So, but that's kind of it. You know, it's one of them things that it's never a dull moment. We're always going, always thinking of what we're doing next. Just when we think we can get a little time to sit down and relax a little bit, it's like, no, we've got this to do yet. So
it has been semi-calm.
Yeah,
it has been. Dan and I talked about that the other day. Remember, even 4 years ago, 5 years ago, it was, if we did one thing, it was like, it took us hours and hours and hours to do. And now we're like, well, we can do that fairly quickly now.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, with DJ and I, what we racked the wines over Christmas and that we had a busy couple of days and got a lot of stuff done, but we had a good system going in that we started the racking, and then when we finished up, I would work on cleaning things or prepping for the next tank, and he'd be back there testing it to see what the levels were, if we had to add some stuff to it to make it safe and that, and then we'd go right into the next tank. And we got the whites done in I think about 2 days, and then we went to the reds and got them done. So
yeah. So for most wineries, if we all have full-time jobs, So the only time we have is on the weekends. And I've had this conversation with
Keep looking for my glasses on my shirt.
friends lately who have full-time winemakers. Is they have a full-time winemaker, and most generally, if you check most wineries that aren't like, I don't know, a huge conglomerate, they have one winemaker.
Yeah.
Period. Where it's the three of us kind of doing everything together to make sure everything's right.
Well, you guys take care of the chemistries and the numbers back there.
Yeah, but it takes more to do it because we're only doing it on the weekends, where everybody else, they have all through the week.
Yeah, if we wanted to do a tank and get it ready and go, and we could do that. But no, that's just part of the enjoyment to it. And then the thing I like about it is where we've got each of us, we can, and you guys probably get mad at me because I'm always asking, did you check your numbers? Did you double check all the time? It's make sure that...
Do we get mad at him?
It's a broken record. I just want to verify, just like when you're building, you measure twice, cut once when you're building
No,
a
his
house.
big thing before we leave the winery, did everybody check the tanks?
Yeah, you got to check the tanks. With our variable lid tanks and that, we always got to make sure that the pressure is up on the gauges.
The
and
pressure's up, and the other thing that happens is each tank lid has a little cap on it, and they're plastic, and they break.
Sometimes they break on us, and it's just.
I don't know if it's the alcohol or what, but they just are not a good
It's been one of the comments that they've had through more wine and that.
And it's not like we over tighten them or anything.
No.
We go and we tap it, and sometimes they just break.
So you just kind of put your hand on there, and the reason for that is you don't want air getting into them now.
Yeah.
We did have the discussion the other night with Bob and Christy about setting the lids down on the wine as opposed to
we haven't asked around about that.
a little bit. We try to leave maybe about less than an inch gap above the wine so we don't have too much headroom.
So any winemakers watching, tell us, because that's the way we were taught. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe Lucas, maybe you didn't teach me that, and we just
maybe he did. You guys
just dreamed it up on our own. I don't know.
Weren't listening. So, but that's been what we've been kind of going by in that. So.
And we've made pretty good wine with it, so I think it works.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I'm trying to see if we got any questions on here. Dean's watching, and Marsha's watching. You can't read that without your glass on, can you? So.
That's his normal look, isn't it? I don't know. Who are you talking about?
Yeah.
GC.
Yeah, JC's still on there. But that's about all we've got for tonight, I think.
Yep. Head home, cook supper.
Go to bed. I did a lot of walking.
Do it
today.
all again tomorrow.
So, but yeah, like I said again, we'll keep moving forward. Get the wine ready to bottle. I am really enthused about or excited about our Foch and our Petite Pearl this year. The stuff that come out of the barrel. Well, even the stuff in the tanks is tasting good too. So. Keep fingers crossed. So, but
It's kind of like harvest.
yeah,
It's a good harvest is good harvest, and then bam, it's bad. So you just never know.
Jade wants to know what's for
Sorry.
supper.
Taco salads.
Taco
at our
salads
house.
tonight.
Yep.
So on that note, you've got your wine to drink, and we got to put the barrels back in the.
I'm not drinking
storage.
all of these. I was just pulling a little bit of each of the white wines to taste. I didn't get to taste them last time you guys pulled them.
Oh,
And then look at how clear they are. So
well, I didn't know if we tasted
hoping
them
we
either.
could. Huh?
I didn't know if we tasted them either.
I don't know that you guys did.
No. So
Anyway, we'll let you guys go. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you next Monday.